I'm meteorologist Gary Canolti. Our winter storm will continue through tomorrow. I'll have more details coming up.
What do you do if you see someone in distress in the snow? I'm Brady Mallory, and I'll have some advice coming up.
I'm Armand Rahman, out on the roads giving you real-time, up-to-date conditions on your commute.
I'm Maddie Heimsch with weather updates in Rock County after a fire and gas leak affected the Beloit community.
I'm Catherine Merck here in the studio, tracking the latest conditions on your travel plans.
I'm First Warn meteorologist Alex Harrington, tracking through deep snow here at the studio. The weight of the snow could bring down tree limbs overnight. We'll be tracking the latest of this winter storm coming up.
Another round of winter weather delivering high winds and more snow to southern Wisconsin started earlier this morning, leaving many having to dig out their vehicles.
For the second time this week, the city of Madison is declaring a snow emergency. So that means alternate side parking rules will be in effect for the next 2 nights in the city's snow emergency zone. Our News 3 Now team has been covering all aspects of the storm throughout the day. Let's begin our coverage by heading outside to the weather patio for a check of the First Warn forecast with meteorologist Alex Harrington.
Yeah, Charlotte, let's do a quick measurement out here on the patio. You got to track through snow up to my knee between both of these winter storms, and this is a good spot to take a measurement. Our total snow here over the course of these past 2 snowstorms is about 14 inches here at the station. That means we've had about 8 inches of snow out of this weather system, and there's more snow here, folks, on the way. Let's take a look out here with our new graphic system. What can you expect tonight and beyond? Another additional 4 to 8 inches of snow expected. Total snow accumulations, 8, 10, 12, 14 inches in some areas, and severe blowing and drifting of snow. I'm pretty protected out here, but I can hear the roaring of the winds, and with the weight of all the snow from these 2 storm systems, it is not going to be uncommon that we may have some of those tree branches go down tonight. So that's something to keep in mind. Blizzard warnings over southwestern Wisconsin, winter storm warnings for the rest of southern Wisconsin. The National Weather Service is stressing that us media folks mention that near blizzard conditions are expected across all of southern Wisconsin as we carry on into tonight. And we see that here. We've been tracking this storm for days. The gusty winds, bad driving expected to last clear into your Saturday. Even though the snow will wind down, we'll still have gusty winds for blowing and drifting of snow. Visibility at 1 mile in Madison, mile in Janesville, 1 mile in the Dells. So we are having improvements in the visibility out there. But even near the ground, you could be seeing localized whiteout conditions with some of those gusts. Additional snow accumulations, 2 to 4 inches. Some places seeing 6 to 8 inches over the course of the next 24 to 36 hours as this weather system sticks around. So our total snow potential here is verifying. We're having widespread reports out there of anywhere between 8 and 12 inches of snow already across southern Wisconsin. And this is a 1-2 punch. The next punch here coming with bitterly cold temperatures. Coming up in Maine weather, Gary's going to track the end of this storm and talk to us just how long the bitter cold temperatures will last. That's coming up.
As plow crews continue to clear the roads for drivers, it's been tough sledding for those braving the elements.
And as some people head home from work for the weekend, we wanted to get a better look at how the roads were looking out there. Let's go live to Armand Rahman, who's been monitoring the roads. Armand, how's it looking right now?
Yeah, Eric and Charlotte, better look is kind of a little bit of a relative way of speaking right now. We're on Highway 12 West, heading towards Sauk City, right around Highway 19 here, going about 30 miles an hour, and I'll show you why here. Look at that. Visibility definitely dropped as night fell. We probably can't see much more than 10 feet in front of the car, and there's also that blowing and drifting snow that Alex and Gary have been mentioning all night definitely has begun. We can hear the wind as well outside of our car. Now, I know many of you at home may be thinking, if it's dangerous and you don't want us to be on the roads, why are you out on the roads? We know we will stop if we feel it gets too unsafe, but we want to show you at home just what it is you should be avoiding when you're trying to, if you're debating whether or not to drive out there tonight. So we're going to probably start turning back towards the residential areas here in a little bit, head a little bit towards more sort of the plowed roads and civilization here. We have one car right now ahead of us going just as carefully as we are, but we'll bring you more later on tonight in the show from those residential areas to see how those roads are being plowed and how those conditions are. For now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Armand, thank you. For a more detailed look at road conditions, News 3 Now's Catherine Merck has been tracking the roads all across southern Wisconsin and the constant alerts that are coming through. Catherine?
That's right. I've been seeing a lot of what Armand has seen on the Department of Transportation's 511 map of our area. Lots of snow-covered areas and lots of ice as well. Take a look at the lot of color on this map. The purple represents some slow conditions, and the blue, which is almost overwhelmingly across this map, is snow-covered. Meanwhile, a stretch of I-90 between Janesville and Beloit, for example, right now in this purple, lots and lots of difficult conditions for somebody to travel. Near Mount Horeb, that's in red. That means a lot of ice. So if you're in Verona traveling west on Highway 18 tonight, going to be difficult for you. And then the Beltline as well. Obviously, lots of difficult conditions there, as Armand was just saying. I want you to take a look at this video. This accident is on US 1219 at Fish Hatchery Road. You can see the car off of the road with police there right now as they respond to that situation there. This is just an example of why you need to be taking it slow if you're heading home this evening. We're also tracking flights out of Dane County Regional Airport as a result of these delays. Taking a look here, lots of cancellations, delays throughout the day, and that's not just here. That's in the other big airports in our area, Chicago O'Hare and out of Milwaukee as well. Out of the website FlightAware, more than 1,800 flights were canceled this morning across the country. That's the highest number of cancellations since July of last year. So overall, lots of conditions that are making it difficult for travelers, so make sure to stay safe out there.
Catherine, thank you. So on the other side of this winter storm is that frigid cold stretch, which is going to be hard on your car. AAA recommends making sure your tires are inflated properly and have plenty of tread. During the colder months, the rims could start to corrode, causing your tires to deflate. So you also shouldn't have anything less than a half a tank of fuel in your car at all times. Do not use cruise control at all while it is snowing and icy out. And keep an emergency kit of cold weather gear in your car.
It's not just your car you have to worry about during these frigid temperatures either. You also want to make sure your house is prepared. Biggest cause of damage in the cold is burst pipes, and to keep that from happening, they say you should make sure that as much warm air as possible is circulating around your plumbing and leave a tap on, even if it's just a slow drip of water at a time. This lets the water continue to run so it has less of a chance of freezing.
The winter storm is also keeping city officials busy, making sure everything weather-related runs smoothly as possible. Today on Live at 4, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi spoke with Mark and Susan about the ongoing winter weather. He urged residents to be careful during this cold weather.
The utilities are also asking people to check and make sure your furnace vents are clear. If your gas meter is drifted over, please try to clear it because the cold weather can wreak havoc on those when they're covered with snow.
Even after the snow ends, Parisi says the plows will stick around for a couple more days over concerns of drifting and whiteouts caused by the high winds.
Meanwhile, a number of healthcare providers all across southern Wisconsin are closing their clinics, urgent care facilities, also pharmacies early due to the storm. At UW Health, all clinics are now closed, but urgent care and the emergency departments will stay open. Meanwhile, SSM Health urgent care locations in Janesville, Madison, and Lake Delton are also closed. For a complete list of healthcare closures, you can find a story linked at channel3000.com. And of course, if you are experiencing a medical emergency, you should call 911. Now is a great time to download our First Warn Weather app. With it, you can stay informed about the latest road conditions, and it has radar as well, and real-time updates on all your closings and delays. It's available for both Apple and Android. Just search WISC Weather in your app store. Well, when a winter storm like this comes, most people simply want to stay put at home.
But down in Beloit, people were forced to evacuate their homes more than once today. Our Maddie Heimsch has the story. Maddie?
Eric, Charlotte, as you can see behind me, crews are continuing to clean up after the fire and gas leak have both been contained here on the corner of Yates and Copeland Avenues. We received this video from a neighbor who said he could feel the heat from the fire across the street from inside his home, waking him up in the middle of the night. And as you can see in the video, a team of first responders arrived at the scene quickly. I spoke with Beloit Fire Department's Deputy Chief, Jason Griffin, who told me when the first crews arrived and attempted to enter the building, the roof as well as one of the walls collapsed in front of them.
And firefighters actually had bricks of this building falling on their feet while they were running away from it. So we didn't actually get a chance to go inside because as soon as we got here and we opened up the door, fire and the wall fell out on top of us, and then the roof collapsed as soon as we got done with that. So it was a very scary scene right when we first arrived.
The city of Beloit just just released their final update of the day, thanking the fire department as well as Merrill Elementary for providing shelter and the Wisconsin National Guard for monitoring air quality throughout the city. We'll have more here in Beloit on News 3 Now at 10. Live in Rock County, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
There's still more ahead on News 3 Now at 6, including a live interview with a Madison police officer on today's weather.
Coming up next, some helpful tips on what you should do if you come across a vehicle stuck in the snow. That's coming up. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
Every single day, we help families that have been tragically impacted in truck crashes. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. Truck crash? Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Matt Gunderson. It still hits me every time TAPS is played. We're honored to serve those who served. An eligible Veterans Life Celebration includes honors recognizing their dedication and selfless service, including uniform and medal displays.
Save big money at Menards. We carry the largest stock selection of Hunter ceiling fans, available in a huge variety of designs, finishes, and features. Ceiling fans are perfect for adding light, comfort, and style to any room, while helping you save on energy bills year-round. Get this Auberville indoor ceiling fan for $99.99. LED canless downlights from Juno are an excellent lighting solution for any space. They have 5 switchable color temperatures and are easy to install. Now, just $19.99.
Save big money at Menards.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
When the hands that do the fixing need fixing. When the hands that do the caring need caring. That's a job for O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream and guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet. On the next Wisconsin Huddle, Tyler Wall joins Zach at the desk and talks about the Badgers' success this year. And Zach goes head-to-head with guard Connor Asigian in NBA 2K24. Friday night at 6:30 on the next Wisconsin Huddle.
Watching News 3 Now at 6.
The roads are treacherous out there for everyone, including emergency response vehicles.
Our Braden Ross joins us live outside the Madison Fire Department with how fire and EMS have prepared for today's weather. Braden?
Yeah, of course, a lot of people want to get out and about and enjoy the winter weather, but it's getting darker now. It's still snowing. It's going to get colder. We are bracing for some extreme cold coming up. So we want to keep you all safe. So I'm here with Officer Craig Hof to ask him a few questions. Now, first of all, what are you seeing out there when you're out on patrol right now?
Yeah, so road conditions are still somewhat in flux. We're seeing still a lot of vehicle slide-offs. Fortunately, I haven't heard of too many major or significant vehicle collisions or crashes recently, but I'd certainly recommend if you have the ability to stay home, that's probably the best course of action right now.
Of course. And you're bundled up right now. You're in layers.
I am. I'm fortunately layered up. Yes.
Yeah. So one of the questions I wanted to ask, when people are out, say you see someone out in the snow, maybe they've passed out in the snow, or maybe they are in distress. What should you do to help that person safely?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think first off, if you're in a position to safely initiate contact with that person, we would recommend doing that. Hopefully what we would ask of any person who finds someone potentially in that distress is to try to check them first if they're able to have a conversation with them, to check if they're alert and oriented, but to also see if they can converse and if they're aware of where they are. Certainly if that person is not doing well, we would absolutely ask them to call 911 so the Madison Police and Fire Departments could come out and check on them. But that initiation of contact to see if there is anything that person needs would really kind of be that first point for us.
Because as we head into the even colder weather, minutes matter, I would imagine.
Absolutely, yeah. So I would say just check levels of consciousness and if that person's breathing, and we'd be happy to get them assistance from there.
And then, say, same question, but you see a stray pet or something. How do you handle that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. absolutely. Please call us again. We certainly care about animals here, and we're more than happy to attempt contact with the pet owner to ensure that all of our animals are staying safe in this weather.
Yeah, and is it just important to sum it up, help where you can? We're all neighbors here.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to view it.
Yeah, well, we will let you go get back on patrol. Thank you very
so much. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and there you have it. So stay safe out there, wear plenty of layers, and like Officer Hof said, if you don't have to travel, stay inside if you can. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Brady Mallory out there. And then after the break, as the winter storm continues, first responders continue to work, not just police, but also the fire department.
When we come back, how Madison Fire prepares itself for these harsh conditions. In some ways, you can help them make their responses quicker.
And the latest on the storm and the forecast and the bitterly cold temperatures that are following once the snow goes through.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you equipped with quality tools and project supplies because we get you. Whether you're a hardworking pro or an ambitious DIYer, we get you what you need to get the job done. Right now, save on 80-piece Milwaukee bit sets, $24.99. This Craftsman propane heater, only $89.99. Plus, trade in any used power or hand tool for exclusive trade-in savings on select DeWalt tools and accessories. We get you what you need because we get you at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
I have moderate to severe Crohn's disease. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are looking up. I've got symptom relief. Control of my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi is the first IL-23 inhibitor that can deliver remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And the majority of people experienced long-lasting remission at 1 year.
Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, had a vaccine, or plan to. Liver problems may occur in Crohn's disease.
Now's the time to ask your gastroenterologist how you can take control of your Crohn's with Skyrizi.
Control is everything to me.
Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, the roads continue to be a challenge for everybody on them, and that includes those emergency response vehicles.
News 3 Now's Braden Ross joins us from the Madison Fire Department with how the teams there prepared for today's weather. Braden.
Yeah, well, I'll admit it's pretty brutal out here, but if there's one thing you don't have to worry about, it's that the emergency services will be able to get to you. The Madison Fire Department and the ambulances are well prepared to be able to get to you in this storm. Madison Fire increases their staffing on days like today. They have extra ambulances on the east and west sides for quicker response. And if you're worried about EMS getting to you through unplowed areas, they have that covered too.
Normally, we send an ambulance along for a medical call, but days like today, with events like today, we'll increase that staffing per call. So we'll be sending a big red rig, which would be an engine or a truck, along with that ambulance as well, just to increase the staffing and any needs that might arise of shoveling.
Now, a few other reminders for you from the fire department. When you're out shoveling your driveway and sidewalks, make sure any fire hydrants near you are clear of snow for 3 feet around them, and keep any vents to the outside of your house. Make sure those are clear to avoid carbon monoxide buildup. And as it gets colder in the next few days, another few tips from the fire department: make sure if you have fireplaces or space heaters in your house, make sure those are clear so you don't get another visit from them. Now, reporting live in Madison, I'm Braden Ross for News 3 Now.
Braden, thank you. Let's now check in on the latest on this storm. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, Charlotte, we're starting to get some snowfall reports. We're still waiting for the 6 o'clock update from Madison, but so far, Gaze Mills and Juneau, a foot or more of snow. Marshall, 10 inches of snow. Dodgeville, almost 9 inches. Here at the station, about 8 inches. One of the lesser amounts, Orfordville at 5.8 inches, but I don't have a time on that, so that could have been earlier this afternoon. It looks like the heaviest snow is now moving through southeastern Wisconsin, probably getting a little enhancement off of Lake Michigan, but there are some pockets of heavier snow that still show up out to the west. Notice temperatures. They're right around or just below freezing. They are a little colder to the north and west. Visibilities have started to improve. If you see visibilities down to about 1/4 mile, that's heavy snow. 1/2 mile, that's about moderate snow, and then 3/4 mile or better, light snow. And you can see most of those visibilities except for closer to Lake Michigan. Notice Waukesha, 3/4 mile, but they were down to 1/4 mile for a while there. Out to the west, some of this could also be blowing snow too, reducing visibilities along with the falling snow. So the heaviest snow right now over eastern Wisconsin, but pockets of heavier snow, even a band of heavier snow out toward Des Moines, Iowa, moving eastward. So we're still going to see some accumulations overnight and into perhaps parts of the day tomorrow. Future track shows generally light to moderate snow through most of southern Wisconsin, but the temperatures start to drop. Notice by midnight, we're down into the middle 20s already, and those winds becoming a little more northerly. So that will start to cut off some of the lake effect snow closer to Lake Michigan, but start to bring in these pockets of snow showers and flurries that will continue through the day on Saturday and probably into Saturday night. Notice by 9 a.m., temperatures in the low 20s, and by noontime, temperatures already in the upper teens, and they'll just continue to drop during the day. Additional snowfall, probably about 1 to 3 inches now through southwestern Wisconsin, maybe 2 to 4 inches in and around Madison. Higher totals, especially as you start heading up toward, say, Green Lake County, north of Beaver Dam into Dodge County, and then closer to Lake Michigan. There could be pockets of another 6 to 8 inches of snow before all else said and done. Winds continue strong. Future track wind gusts still right around 35 to 40 miles per hour through much of the night. So that's going to cause considerable blowing and drifting. And notice the wind shift to the north. That means the east-west roads are the ones that are going to become more affected by blowing and drifting. But as time goes on, those winds become more westerly, and then it'll be the north-south roads that get it later on during the day on Saturday. Notice that wind shift to the northwest. And as we started to get into Saturday afternoon, those winds start to flatten out. The wind gusts, though, still about 30 to 35 miles per hour. Then we look at bitterly cold weather after that. Wind chills perhaps as cold as 35 below zero by Sunday morning, and actual air temperatures from 0 to 15 below zero. Daytime high temperatures only around zero for the next few days starting on Sunday. So we have a blizzard warning in effect until midnight for Grant County. Winter storm warnings everywhere through midnight, and then till noon for basically the eastern 2/3 of our viewing area. Areas west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Wisconsin Dells. Most of the accumulating snow should be over with, so a winter weather advisory through 6 p.m. Saturday starting at midnight. Look for a low of 22 in Madison with an additional 2 to 4 inches of snow most areas, and then a high of 23 early in the day tomorrow with falling temperatures through the day. It'll be very windy, and those winds could gust to over 30 miles per hour. Our first warned 7 to 10 day forecast, then the bitter cold hits. 14 below zero by early on Monday morning with wind chills down to about 35 below zero. Highs only around zero for Monday and Tuesday. Back into the teens as we head into the latter part of next week, but still nighttime low temperatures at or below zero with wind chills down to 20 below zero. Just a couple of flurries by the start of the following week. We might see temperatures a little closer to normal.
Gary, thank you. And coming up, we head back out on the road for an update on current conditions. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. That's right, only $15 a month per line. It's our best price on unlimited mobile. Switch now and save over $1,400 for the first year with Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you. With Spectrum Mobile, you get a fast, reliable 5G network that millions of customers rely on. And you get the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited data to stream all day and the freedom to text and talk all you want. Plus nationwide 5G at no additional cost. All this for $15 a line with no added taxes or hidden fees. Start saving over $1,400 on your mobile bill now. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face. And what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles.
This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's right, a 25-cent fuel saver for every $50 this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Plow crews are still out there working hard as the evening commute continues.
Let's check back in with Catherine Merck for an update on the current road conditions.
We've been tracking the Department of Transportation's updates on the road conditions all day. Latest update is out of Verona. There's been a crash there. Highway 18 and 151 westbound's closed because of an incident there. And that's because of some slippery conditions, all in this purple here you're seeing. That's going to mean it's difficult traveling for drivers there. And it's a very colorful map throughout this area. There's a lot of blue, that's snow covered. Over here near Mount Horeb, that's all red for ice. Let's now check back in with Arman Rahman, who's currently out on these roads monitoring some of these conditions. Arman.
Yeah, Catherine, as I said, when we were traveling back on eastbound on 12, heading back towards the city of Madison, we did see one car in the ditch. And then when we exited here, we're now on Schrader Road on the west side once again. We did see another car that was stuck, but they were just turning out of a side street there. The side streets are a little more messy, a little more dicey, because obviously the plows are more concerned with those main arteries, getting those clear and safe for driving. However, as we can see right now, as the visibility continues to drop, that snow continues to accumulate on the ground. Stay with us, News Now at 10 tonight for more updates on these commutes. For now, we'll turn it back to you guys in the studio.
Armand, thank you. Let's get to Gary, final check of the forecast.
Yeah, I do want to mention that we're going to do a Facebook Live on Channel 3000 with meteorologist Alex Harrington after 6:30. But we're continuing to watch the snow. The more persistent and heavier bands of snow are closer toward Lake Michigan, but you can still see some bands of light to moderate snow extending back into central Iowa. So it'll be a while before the snow starts to wind down. Temperatures right now are right around or just below freezing. Visibilities for the most part between about 1 and 3 miles, but they could continue to drop as the snow becomes a little fluffier and blows around a little more easy.
And we'll continue to have updates on the half hour, and join Alex for that Facebook Live moments away. We'll see you at 10.